Hello everyone, Vita's A32 back for another deck here today. We're looking at these new decks from Alexander Haynes, A. Haynes, A8playingcards.com, I believe it is. Link will be in the description. These are the number 2 Osprey and number 3 Goshawk decks. Goshawk. Which were on a Kickstarter project he did recently. They are vintage inspired decks. Number 2 and number 3. I'm guessing number 1 was the imported deck he did, which I do have a review on my channel of. He actually has a new blue one available for pre-order. The original one was green. However, I'm not thrilled with the prices for that deck. They want like $45 Canadian to ship it. Yeah, I'm not too interested in that, but I am interested in the deck. Anyways, going back to these decks, which are very nice, vintage inspired, is similar but different. They're printed by Legends playing cards. It says number 2 Osprey. You see the Osprey there. There's a little trademark thing, deluxe playing cards. And this one, slightly different. Again, Goshawk says deluxe up here, playing cards. And the trademark adds the Goshawk, number 3. The blue one definitely has a more of a white look, while this one has an off-white look. It says Osprey deluxe playing cards, white size. Deluxe quality Goshawk playing cards on the other side. A. Haynes, best quality, Manchester. A. Haynes, designed in Manchester, England. Vintage inspired is similar but different. And Osprey playing cards, superior poker size playing cards or something, I'm not sure, maybe wide size. The bottom, there's just ad copy, there you go, A8playingcards.com. Printed in China by Legends Playing Cards. In the back, there's A. Haynes Playing Card Company, Osprey and Goshawk. You see the back design, which is, I know there's a slight difference in the back design. I haven't quite made out what it was. I thought I did. I think actually I do see it. I think it is. Oh, right. Yeah, right here. So you got different birds here making up whatever that's supposed to be. Right. It's a different bird. That's the only difference. It says number 2, number 3, Manchester, England. Vintage style stamp seals. On the flap, there is a little Osprey Deluxe for a Roman numeral for the year, number 2. And there's a nice vintage inspired plaid pattern. There's decks out there that have this design, so you've seen them. And this one goes off deluxe, and then again a vintage plaid. Maybe that's his next design, the vintage plaid decks. And you got these little ad cards here, basically the same thing. A. Haynes Playing Card Company, Osprey Deluxe Vintage Playing Cards from Manchester, England. Behold the birds of the air, they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather. Yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not better than they? Interesting. And this one, vintage Goshawk. And the back is the same, except it's red. Each deck has their own set of jokers. This one has, of course, the Osprey. One in black and white, one in color. This one has the Goshawk. Again, one in black and white, one with some color. Very nice. They each have their own ace of spades as well. This one, of course, has the Osprey on it. It says Osprey, very cool vintage style. And then this one has the Goshawk on it. The number cards are the same in both decks. Everything else is basically the same in both decks. It's got these nice big chunky pips, vintage style pips with smaller indexes than vintage style. Court cards are vintage inspired as well. They are drawn in a deep cobalt blue with gold and vintage red colors. And they're the same in both decks. All the other aces is well customized. Just say A. Haynes Playing Cards, Osprey. This one you can see there is a bit of a weathered look to them as well, to the cards. Just a little bit, like a discoloration, if anything. Very nice court cards, nicely designed. That is that. And then the back design on the blue one. Very nice. As I mentioned, the tuck cases as well are printed on a, it says it's a heavy matte stock with the custom stamp seal on the interior vintage plaid print. The cards are printed by Legends Playing Cards, as are the tucks, and the cards are on a classic finish with a pre-crust stock. This one again is exactly the same. You can see, if you look closer, you can see the weatheredness, the discoloration, which is kind of cool. Hopefully you can see. Court cards are the same. Again, they're all hand drawn. And this has, it's the same type of ace, except it has pink in it, and it's obviously says Goshawk instead of this one which says Osprey, but it's the same thing outside of that. So I'll just show you these cards again quickly. They're very nice, vintage inspired. From top to bottom, vintage inspired, from the pips to the court cards. Maybe not the aces. The ace of spades, sir, but the other aces, maybe. I don't have many vintage decks where the other aces are customized, so that's the one thing I would say is not too vintage inspired. Handle pretty good. And again, I really like the back design. Nice, simple, classic looking, vintage inspired. That is that. I'm a sucker for a good vintage looking deck, and I like everything I see for the most part. And the back design and everything, it's a good stock and finish. I will give these an A. So that is that. Comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. This is a little bit long of a video. I apologize. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.